There is a lawyer in Atlanta who earns $320,000 a year, drives a Mercedes, takes luxury vacations, and looks successful on paper. But with only $1,400 left before his next payday, he is not broke, he's trapped. A 2025 Goldman Sachs report found that 41% of Americans earning between $300,000 and $500,000 live paycheck to paycheck. High income does not automatically create wealth or security. Instead, most people fall into what is known as the high-income poverty trap, a cycle where rising income fuels rising expenses, leaving little or no financial freedom. In this video, we will break down how this trap works, who it catches, and how to escape it before it quietly destroys your future. Part 1. The two lines. I want you to picture a graph. Two lines going sideways from left to right. The first line is green. That is your income. It starts modest, climbs steadily, and then at some point, a promotion, a career leap, a business that takes off, it shoots sharply upward into territory most people never reach. Top 10%, top 5%, maybe higher. Now look at the second line. It is red. That is your spending. And the most terrifying thing about high-income earners is not that they do not make money. It is that the red line chases the green line with almost magnetic precision. As income jumps from $70,000 to $250,000, spending jumps to $240,000, almost overnight. This creates a graph where both lines move upward and to the right, in parallel, forever. And because your net worth lives in the tiny gap between those two lines, you can earn $3 million over a decade and have a net worth of exactly zero. The gap is your freedom, and for most high earners, the gap is razor thin. This is the trap. Not poverty, not failure, not bad luck, just two lines that refuse to separate. Now, you might be thinking, I am not a lawyer or a doctor. Maybe I am an engineer, a business owner, a senior manager. It doesn't matter. The mechanics are identical. In fact, the higher your income potential, the harder this trap snaps shut, because the numbers are bigger, the lifestyle upgrades are more expensive, and the social pressure to display success is more intense. The pattern is brutally consistent. We assume a high salary acts as a shield against financial stress. The data shows it often acts as an accelerant. It allows people to dig deeper holes faster. Part 2. How the trap actually works. Let us look at where the money actually goes, because the answer is almost never what people expect. Most financial advice tells you the problem is the small stuff. Cancel the streaming services, stop buying coffee, cut the gym membership. This is wrong, almost completely wrong. The reason high earners stay broke has nothing to do with $6 purchases. It is driven entirely by three specific decisions that function as financial sinkholes once made. The three decisions that determine your financial destiny are your house, your car, and your fixed lifestyle commitments. For high earners, these are not just expenses, they are identity statements. There is enormous social pressure to signal success to peers. If you earn at a certain level, you are expected to live in a certain neighborhood, drive a certain caliber of vehicle, enroll your children in a certain type of school. These are not conscious choices most of the time, they are mimetic. You want what your peers have because your peers have it, and because not having it raises uncomfortable questions. Let us run the real numbers. Take someone earning $280,000 a year. After taxes, take-home is roughly $16,000 a month. That sounds significant. Watch how fast it disappears. Mortgage on the appropriate house for their income level, $4,500. 2 car payments or leases, $1,800. Private school for 2 children, $3,500. We have not bought a single grocery yet, and we have already spent $9,800. Add utilities, insurance, food, phone bills, subscriptions, and the occasional work dinner, and the remaining margin is almost nothing, a few $100s, maybe $1,000. That is not a budget, that is a tightrope. And here's the part that makes it a trap rather than just a tight month. These are not one-time purchases, they are new baselines. Once you move into the bigger house, you need to furnish it, heat it, maintain it. The lease renews, the school fees increase every year. These expenses do not just rise with your income, they lock in and wait. The spending line on the graph doesn't drift upward gradually, it teleports to a new level and stays there. According to Bank of America research, approximately 20% of households earning over $150,000 spend more than 95% of their income on what they classify as necessities. Not luxuries, necessities. Because yesterday's luxury becomes today's necessity the moment you commit to it contractually. The Charles Schwab 2025 Modern Wealth Survey found that Americans believe you need $2.3 million to be considered wealthy. Meanwhile, the median net worth of American households sits at approximately $193,000. The gap between what people believe they need and what they actually have is enormous, and for high earners, this gap creates a specific psychological condition. They earn in the top percentile and still feel financially behind, because the goalpost moves every time they get close to it. Someone reaches $500,000 in net worth and discovers that comfortable now requires $839,000. They reach $1 million and find that wealthy now means $2.3 million. The hedonic treadmill keeps moving, they keep running, and they never actually arrive. Part 3. The psychology behind the pattern. Here is where it gets interesting, because this is not an intelligence problem. The people caught in this trap are often highly educated professionals in demanding careers. They understand compound growth. They know they should save more. They could do the maths if you put it in front of them. The trap operates on psychology, not arithmetic. Think about what the journey to a high income actually looks like for most people. Years of delayed gratification, missed social events, skipped vacations, watching peers buy houses and cars while you invested in education, training, or building something. You deferred for a long time, and then the paycheck finally arrives. When that first real income hits, the dam breaks. It is not greed, it is relief. It is a psychological release valve firing after years of pressure. This is what researchers call pent-up deferred gratification. You feel you are owed a lifestyle. You tell yourself, I worked for this, I sacrificed for this. I should live like someone who earns this. And so instead of using the income to aggressively build the gap, the money gets redirected immediately to visible markers of success. The reasoning feels sound in the moment, but this emotional reaction is exactly what welds the red spending line to the green income line. You were trying to buy back the years of sacrifice with the income of today, and it feels completely justified until you look at the graph. There's another layer underneath this. High-income work is often brutal, demanding hours, high stakes, constant pressure. When you come home emotionally depleted from a 70-hour week, you do not have the bandwidth to comparison shop or negotiate. You want comfort. You want convenience. You want to feel that the difficulty of the work is matched by the quality of your life. This is what I call soothing spending. You order the expensive delivery because you are too exhausted to cook. You book the luxury hotel because you need to escape your reality, not just travel somewhere new. You upgrade the car because the commute is the only time you have alone and you want it to feel like a sanctuary. Each decision is emotionally logical. Collectively, they are financially catastrophic. And here is the cruel irony at the center of all of it. By spending on fixed comforts to soothe the stress of the job, you guarantee that you have to keep doing that stressful job forever. The spending creates the obligation creates the stress creates more soothing spending. It's a perfect closed loop with no exit. Research from Ramsey Solutions found that 94% of actual millionaires still live in modest neighborhoods. About 60% live in homes worth less than $500,000. The classic millionaire next door research found that most millionaires do not look like millionaires at all. They drive older cars, live in average houses, and rarely display wealth publicly. The people who actually accumulate wealth behave nothing like the people who appear wealthy. The lawyer in the leased Mercedes looks richer than the quiet business owner in a 12-year-old saloon. But the business owner has $3 million in assets and hasn't looked at his account balance with anxiety in a decade. The spending habits determine the category, not the income level. Part 4. The wedge strategy. Now I want to show you the way out, and I want to do it the same way, visually. Go back to that graph. 2 lines, green income, red spending, running in parallel. The goal is not to earn more. The goal is to separate the lines, to create a widening gap between them. That gap, that white space on the graph, is your freedom. Every pound of it is an option. The option to work less, the option to say no, the option to walk away. I want you to think about 2 people, same industry, same income, $300,000 a year, same city. They start their careers at the same time. Person A does what most high earners do. The moment the income arrives, the lifestyle upgrades follow immediately. The house, the cars, the private school, the club membership, the holidays. The spending line chases the income line and catches it within 12 months. After 10 years, Person A has a beautiful life on paper. A home with equity they cannot touch without selling, cars that depreciate, and a net worth that does not match the decade of high earnings that should have built it. Person B makes one different decision. She decides that because she was living on $65,000 during her lean years, she can comfortably live on $130,000 now, double the lifestyle, without question. But she caps it there. Her spending line goes flat, her income line keeps drifting upward, and the gap between them, the wedge, starts to widen. She is directing $150,000 to $170,000 a year into assets, real assets, tangible things that hold and grow value over time, things she owns outright. In the first year, the difference between her and Person A is noticeable. By year 5, it is dramatic. By year 10, it is a completely different life. But here's the detail that most people miss. Person B is not just wealthier, she is freer. Because her spending line is lower, her freedom number, the amount she needs to sustain her life without working, is also lower. She is attacking a smaller target with a much larger army. Person A might need $8 million to sustain his lifestyle without working. Person B might need $3 million. And since she is accumulating 10 times faster, she reaches her number in a fraction of the time. The graph makes it clear. Wealth is not about the height of the green income line. It is about the width of the wedge. That gap is everything. This concept has a name. I call it the lifestyle lag. The discipline of letting your income rise while your spending stays temporarily flat. Not forever, not as deprivation, as a deliberate delay. 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, during which the gap widens and the foundation gets built before the lifestyle expands. The lifestyle lag is not about sacrifice, it is about sequencing. You still get the house, you still get the car, you still take the holidays, you just build the wedge first, so that when you do upgrade, you are doing it from a position of genuine security rather than financial performance. Part 5. The 3 rules that change everything. The lifestyle lag sounds straightforward. The execution is where most people fail. Because willpower is not a system, and a system is what you need. Here are the 3 rules that turn the strategy into something automatic. Rule 1. Never upgrade a fixed cost immediately after a raise. When your income jumps, your fixed expenses, mortgage, car payments, any contractual commitment, must stay flat for at least 12 months. You can spend on variable things, a nice dinner, a new item of clothing, a weekend trip. Those are one-time costs that do not lock in, but you cannot sign a contract. This cooling off period breaks the emotional link between earning more and immediately spending more. It forces you to sit with a gap and feel what it is like to have breathing room. After 12 months, the impulse to upgrade often fades on its own. You realize the current house is fine, the current car is fine, and the freedom of having money in reserve feels better than anything the upgrade would have provided. Rule 2. Automate the wedge before you see it. The most dangerous moment is when money sits in your account waiting to be allocated. That is when lifestyle decisions happen emotionally. The fix is to make the decision once, automatically, before the money ever reaches your daily account. The wedge amount, whatever percentage you have committed to building wealth, gets redirected the moment your paycheck arrives. You never see it. You cannot spend it. You learn to live on what remains. If the money is not there, you cannot buy the heated driveway. You artificially create scarcity in your checking account while your net worth builds invisibly in the background. It is psychological protection against your own worst impulses. Rule 3. Price every major purchase in freedom units. This is the reframe that changes everything. Instead of asking what something costs in money, ask what it costs in time. If your effective daily earnings after tax are $800 and you want a $72,000 car, that car costs 90 days of your life, 3 months of early mornings, difficult days, and time away from the people you love. Is the car worth 90 days of your one life? Maybe it is if driving genuinely matters to you. But for most status purchases, when you price them honestly in time rather than money, the answer becomes obvious. The purchase is just too expensive, not in pounds or dollars, in life. This reframe does something powerful. It removes the comparison game entirely. You stop asking what someone at your income level is supposed to drive. You start asking what your actual freedom is worth. And when freedom becomes the metric, most status spending simply stops making sense. Let me show you what this all adds up to mathematically. Because the cost of the high-income poverty trap is not abstract, it is specific and it is enormous. Someone earning $300,000 who saves 5% accumulates $15,000 a year before any growth. Someone earning the same $300,000 who saves 30% accumulates $90,000 a year. Same income, same city, same profession. After 20 years, accounting for consistent growth on the assets they build, the difference between those two people is not marginal, it is generational. One has a comfortable retirement, the other has a lifestyle full of memories and almost nothing underneath it. 77% of Americans report not feeling financially comfortable regardless of what they earn. 40% of those making $500,000 live paycheck to paycheck. Total consumer debt continues to hit record levels while incomes remain near record highs. The evidence is overwhelming. You are not poor. You were never poor. You just let the two lines run together for too long. The fix is not dramatic. It does not require you to move into a smaller house tomorrow or sell the car this week. It requires one decision: to stop letting spending automatically chase income, to introduce a lag, to widen the gap, to automate the wedge, and to start pricing your life in freedom rather than in appearances. Snap the lines apart. Start with the next paycheck. If this gave you a different way of looking at your finances, hit the subscribe button and drop a comment below. Have you felt the pull of lifestyle inflation at your income level? What was the purchase you almost made but didn't? I read every one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.